Hey guys, how's it going? So, I made a lot of qyou media shareholders angry. Why? Because I went from a very bullish stance where I'm like, oh, this company is going to be so awesome long term and they're going to, be like $1 stock. And then after that, I went a little bearish because they came up with some guidance and I wasn't happy with the guidance. So I went a little bearish and I realized that there's a lot of shareholders out there, and most retail investors, I'm not saying all, but most retail investors, they can only think one way. They're either bullish or bearish, and most of them don't change their mind. Most of them just have one tunnel vision for a company. And my stance is I'm kind of flip-flopping all the time, depending on the news. And when, my mentality with qyou media at the very beginning was this company is going to be awesome. They got partnership with Amazon. They got partnership with Pepsi. They're going to make so much money. They're going to rake in so much money. And then when they came out with a guidance of, 9 to $10 million for the entire, for like, 3.1 to $3.8 million, then 3.9 to $4.5 million a quarter. I was like, that's it? That's all the money they're going to be making off all these amazing partnerships? I was a little bearish on it. I reduced my position. But, I still believe in the company long term. I'm just not as bullish like I used to be. I still think that, long term this could be a winner. But I'm not super bullish like I was when I used to be with qyou media, because it's just that I was expecting so much more. I was expecting huge numbers out of qyou media, and they're still possible according to Kurt. He talks about that these numbers are they're basically trying to give bearish numbers so then they can over deliver, so they can beat their guidance. So these are like bearish guidance according to the management. But, at the end of the day, stocks are worth as much as what shareholders are willing to pump. So, my theory short term is this stock will trade between 30 to 50 cents. I could be wrong. This is pure speculation on my part. In order for the stock to really rally, they would need to grab attention from a lot of investors. Like let me just pull out an example, right? So right now the company currently has a market cap of $138 million, right? I don't even think there's 10,000 investors in this company, but let's say somehow qyou media manages to get 10,000 investors, right? 10,000 investors. And let's say those 10,000 investors, retail investors, averaged $10,000. Some might go, 100,000. Some might go 5,000. Some might do 20,000. Some might do 10,000. But let's just call it the average of $10,000. So, 10 times $10,000 for each investor. That would be $100 million. The current market cap right now is $138 million. And if you look on their YouTube channel, they have about 910 subscribers. So that means that a little bit more than around 1,000 investors are interested in this company. That means that 1,000 investors make up this market cap of $138 million. I'm thinking that there's some institutions in there that probably have maybe 4, 5, $10 million invested into this company, but in order for the market cap of QYou Media to go up, they need to attract a lot more investors. They need to attract a lot more money. They need, they need more attention on this stock in order for the stock price to rise. And in order for them to do that, they need to deliver some amazing numbers. So like I said, for QYou Media, you're gonna have to wait a long time in order to see the stock go to $1. We'll see what happens. I mean, I'm still a shareholder, and I'm still planning to swing trade it. Some people might call it, why swing trade? Just long term it. Well, that's my choice, right? I have a core position where I'm long terming this, and I have my swing trade position. And that's how I'm gonna treat the stock. Before, I was thinking that they were gonna deliver amazing numbers, and the stock was undervalued. But now that I've seen the numbers, it could still be undervalued. It still could rally, but they need more attention. It's like, I'm just not as bullish like I used to be. I'm kind of, in the middle of being, I'm neutral on the stock. So I'm just waiting for news. I will keep you guys updated, but not a lot of people care about this company. Like, I make a video, best job I get is maybe 200 views, 300 views at the very best case scenario. Saying that means that there's 200 to 300 people that are interested in this company. When there was the press conference going on, there was about 200 investors in there. And so it's just hard for me to believe that there is a huge amount of investor interest in this company. Unlike AMC has 3.2 million investors interested in this company. This $28 billion market cap is distributed between the 3.2 million investors that are in this company. So 3.2 million investors, you divide that market cap by 28 million. That's about $7,000 to $8,000 each investors hold. Some might have $1 million, some might have a couple $1,000, but there's 3.2 million investors in this. There's also short sellers trying to push the stock price down. There's also it's very complex. AMC is a very complex story, but in order for AMC to keep going up, they need to attract more investors, and they need to have more money piled into their stock in order for the market cap to keep going higher and higher and higher. So in theory, AMC could be $100 billion company if they just keep attracting more and more and more and more investors, and people just keep piling more and more and more money in it, and then short sellers freak out and they start covering, and the stock could probably go to $100 billion in the future in a very short amount of time. In theory. So I don't know what would happen, but there's a huge amount of interest, huge amount of volume, huge amount of trading in this stock. By the time you're watching this video, I don't know what AMC is going to do, but I wouldn't be completely shocked to see this thing at $100 by the time you're watching this video. But like I said, QYou Media could be a $10 stock, could be a $20 stock, if they can attract the amount of investors that are willing to pump AMC like they would pump QYou Media. I mean, that's unlikely because most people like to invest into companies they are familiar with. Not a lot of people are familiar with QYou Media. But if QYou Media got onto the Indian exchange, that could be a game changer for QYou Media, because QYou Media is a very strong brand in India, and that would attract a huge amount of volume into the stock if they got onto the India exchange. They need to get onto the New York Stock Exchange. They need to get on the India exchange. They need to attract as many investors as possible if you want the stock price to rise. So unless that happens, the stock price is probably going to be trading between $30 to 50 cents because you know, there's just not enough money to push the stock price higher. That's just how I see it. So I still feel like QYou Media is a huge long-term investment. Voyager. So like Voyager right now is trading at $3.39 billion, right? Even if a Voyager made $1 billion of revenue and let's call it $500 million of profit in one quarter, right? If investors don't buy the stock and just, you know, let it do whatever it wants, that means that the market cap of Voyager Digital will stay at $3.39 billion regardless, and regardless of whatever the company does. Even if the company was generated $1 billion of revenue with $500 million of profit, which I think will happen eventually. I think in 2022, if they're in Europe, they're in Canada, they're in, you know, they establish themselves as like the Robin Hood of investing, and they're into equity trading, they're into debit cards, they're into MasterCards. It's hard for me to not see Voyager Digital generate $1 billion of revenue in one quarter in the future, with all the things that they have planned for this for their business. It's really hard for me to see that. So that's why I'm very, very bullish on Voyager Digital, even though Voyager Digital went from, you know, $1 to, you know, $34, and now it's trading at $23.50. I'm very, very bullish on this stock. I believe in this company for the long term. But you know, my mind could change. And, you know, it doesn't matter to, like, I'm really bullish on this company. I really believe in this business way more than I do believe in QYou Media. QYou Media does have a small market cap, but they're also very diluted, and they have 370 million shares outstanding. So their market, if they get to $1, their market cap would be $370 million. They would need to attract a lot of investors to get the market cap up that high. So anyways, I don't know where this is going. This is just, you know, my video on my stance on QYou Media. I hope you guys understand my philosophy on this, on my thing. At the end of the day, I don't really want to make anyone angry, but sometimes when I make a video, I forget that, you know, there are real people watching this, and there are people that will get angry at, you know, at my bearish or bullish stance. Well, most people get angry about bearish stance. They're like, you were so bullish on this, and then you go bearish, and, you know, like, what the hell, man? I want to see my stock go to the moon. Everybody wants to see the stock go to the moon, but in order for it to go to the moon, they need to attract more investors. They need to go, like, Kurt needs to get interviewed by, like, Jeremy or by me, Kevin, or somebody to give them a chance to attract more investors to their company. That's the only way the stock price is going higher. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. Subscribe for future updates, and have a great day. Bye.